was supposed to be our year. It was supposed to be your year. But freaking City are once again top of the Premier League table. It's a joke, mate. And then we got Greg's in the building. Your team lost or dropped points.
United hype, man. My hate watch was successful. I got NBA on the side, bro. Football hype, man. I told people I'm a full-time wrestling starting next year.
I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Has everyone taken an L this weekend except for City? Literally everybody's taking
we drew L, but with theoretically
a draw versus Bournemouth is basically an L. Let's be honest.
I drew to a better team than me. That's what happened.
What?
I drew to a team better than me. They're better than me. So on the road away.
You're so shameless. You're so shameless.
Oh, unexpected points are higher than me. That's all that matters.
You know what? These guys are gonna be joining in a minute, Chez and Jay. As they come through, what we're gonna do is we're gonna get into it. But I'll start with you, Sarib. Liverpool to start the day off versus Crystal Palace, and you're like at home. You started off quite bad with the conceding an early goal, and then from there you just couldn't do anything. It was like, how many chances did you guys have? And you just kept missing. It was like, it was actually laughable at times. Obviously, we know what happened to Arsenal afterwards, but like me watching it, I was just laughing. I'm like, how many chances did you guys need to even try to get a goal? Like, you couldn't get a goal. It was very reminiscent of what happened over the last couple of weeks in Liverpool.
Egal, you know what it is? First of all, thank you for inviting me on to your channel. It's a pleasure to be here. But, you know, Egal, for me, I watch Liverpool a lot, week in, week out. I analyze performances. I watch back games. I have to do this kind of things. And we've been doing this for weeks, Egal. Regardless of who we play, we've been doing this for weeks. And with our attackers, Luis Diaz, Darwin Núñez, even Mo Salah as of late, they're always unpredictable in the final third. And today was no different. Now, I can sit here and ridicule and laugh at Arsenal for losing their game. But if we don't do our own jobs first, how can I sit here and do the same? The league title was in our hands. And this result Arsenal had even further defines that, because Arsenal would have lost, Liverpool would have won. We would have been a couple points clear. But instead, we're losing. And this was coming for weeks because we didn't learn from Thursday. And this is what happens. We miss chance after chance after chance. We've had 67 shots ago in the last 3 games. And we have scored 2 open play goals. It tells you all you need to know. Actually, no, not even 2 open play goals ago. Against Manchester United, we scored a penalty. We have 1 open play goal from 67 shots. For a team that's trying to win the league title ago, it's embarrassing. Absolutely embarrassing.
Greg's, talk to me. Because I had a lot of words for Liverpool before my result, but I kind of seem to have forgotten what I said now that we lost. Talk to me.
Oh, beautiful Sunday. It was a beautiful Sunday. What I said on A-listers on Monday. I said I delivered the first jab, right? I didn't expect Palace to finish the job. I'm not gonna lie. I expected maybe like a Spurs, maybe a Villa, someone else to finish the job. But you know what? Crystal Palace Atalanta maybe dealt a bigger dagger, because I think that had a factor to play into today. Because I think Atalanta kind of got in Liverpool's heads. Kind of they didn't expect that. So now Liverpool. I think I don't know your name, my boy.
Sarib.
Yeah, Liverpool have been mid the past couple of weeks. They lost. They haven't even beaten Man United. Everyone's gotten points off me this year. They beaten me. Every single team has beaten me in the league, pretty much. It feels like this year. Liverpool, never happened. And Mohamed Salah, time to come to the light. This is what we consider him the best forward in the league. Past couple of weeks, crunch time. This is when the big players make big plays. He hasn't shined. Darwin Núñez. All this chaos that everyone talks about, chaos ball. At the end of the day, all the chaos you want, you got to put the ball in the back of the net at some point. Dominic Szoboszlai, just mid. And the fact that I think Jurgen Klopp, the fact that Harvey Elliott didn't come on early in the game when he's arguably been Liverpool's best player in the final third the past couple of weeks, that's on Jurgen Klopp. You're the coach. The farewell tour, all that kind of stuff. McAllister looks shady, look a little shocking today, but he's been consistent for most of the year, so I'm not really going to get onto him. But the defense, early in the year, they had the good numbers and all that kind of stuff. But I don't think you've kept the clean sheet in 10 games. We all know what wins titles is defense. And if your defense has been leaky for the last 10 games, and it's cost you now. So for Liverpool, honestly, I do think they have the worst squad of the 3 teams. So like they were the worst team, but they also had the momentum that maybe like an Arsenal City didn't have. You had obviously the story of Jurgen Klopp, but this is what I say about Liverpool. At the end of the day, in this era, right? In every era, there's always like the king, there's like the main story, and there's always the side chick, the bridesmaid. And in this current era of the Premier League, they like to call it the Pep and Klopp era. There ain't no Pep and Klopp era. It is the Pep era. The same way for most of Fergie's era, yeah, Wenger had a little bit of time, right? He had a little bit of shine. But at the end of the day, we all remember what it was. It was the Fergie era. And Klopp is the bridesmaid to Pep Guardiola. Because at the end of the day, bro, at the end of the season, your only trophy you're gonna win is a Carabao Cup. It's not like you even won the FA Cup. You're ending it with the Carabao Cup and a third place finish, most likely too.
Hold on, before you go, yeah, Greg. Let me ask you a very, very simple question, right? You said defense wins the league title, right?
Yeah, I do think so. Yeah.
And I'm going to tell you a fact, right now. The team that currently sits top of the Premier League have conceded more goals than City, have conceded more goals than Arsenal and Liverpool. So you can say defense wins the league titles all you want, but the team that currently sits first has conceded more than the team that's second and third. So where are you going with this?
Oh, majority of the time, though, the team with the best defense wins the leagues.
You say defense wins titles, and then when I pull out a fact, you go, it happens from time to time. What side are you on? You can't.
No. It doesn't happen from time to time. About 90% of the time, the team with the best defense wins the league title. There's the odd occasion where a team that what's it called?
But the team with the best defense just lost 2-0 at home today.
Yeah. Well, your defense didn't show up today. That's the issue. You have to have
to be fair, it was our
no. Your attack, bro. At the end of the day, defense does win league titles over a consistent 38-game season. If your defense is the best in the league, you have a very, 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 very legitimate shot of winning the league. You also need to have a good attack. You do have to have a good attack. I'm not saying you can have a bozo attack and it's not gonna work. You're gonna win the league that way. But at the end of the day, bro, look at Fergie's teams. Most of the league titles that we've won, we had the least amount of goals conceded. We didn't have the most goals scored. I'm pretty sure Arsenal probably scored more goals than us most of the time because they had a better attack. But what did we have? We had the defense. Look at Arsenal's teams under Wenger post Henry. Arsenal used to score a bunch of goals. Why didn't they ever able to compete for the league title? Because their defense was buns. That's what it is at the end of the day. My boy Absi, bro, Chelsea fan. Why did he win the league? It wasn't because of his attack. It's because his defense was impenetrable. Lockdown settings, John Terry, Carvalho, Makelele, Essien. You weren't able to score on them. That's what wins you league titles. And at the end of the day, your defense was good for about 3/4 of the season, but when it mattered most, your defense didn't show up.
That's what matters.
Where's Vator? Where's Vator, by the way? Where's Vator?
Vator's in the chat today. He can't.
Vator, come online, man. What are you doing? You can hear me. Come on, come jump on. You need to be here.
I'll send him the link, but I doubt he'll jump on. I'm just gonna say this today. If we're gonna criticize Arsenal and Liverpool for one thing today, I don't think it's the defense.
No, it's a very easy answer.
No, we got players to cook. We got managers to cook. We got managers to cook. We got a bunch of people to cook.
Yeah, you guys can cook away.
Yes, Jay's here. Jay's here with me to bring some sense to this.
Hey, what's going on? What's going on?
Let me I've had a very tough season, yeah? Two seasons. Shush. 2 seasons, yeah? And I've had a lot of smoke. I've got a lot of streams weekly. I post a lot of TikToks. Yeah. No one gets on to me. You know, the social media is a sad place. Yeah. You, man, bottled it today. Yeah. Both of you. Not one of you.
I bottled it. I taught them to that. We bottled it yesterday too, but Ches,
you know what, Jay? There's so much.
Yeah, you know what? It's like, that's small fry. Let me just say one thing.
No, let me just speak.
Let Ches get his point.
I'm just so happy in it. Like the real Liverpool and Arsenal came out today. Do you know why that matters the most? City played first, so you man both knew you had to win.
Yeah, and
you both lose at home with a clean sheet against you. Not defense, not attack, mentality. You man will be winning this whole season. Best defense. Let's talk about Arsenal first, yeah? I don't know my man's name, Liverpool fan. What's your name, bro?
Sarib.
Oh, sorry. I'm big up. I'm Ches. Let's speak about Arsenal first.
Good evening. You're going to
get recently, yeah? Yeah? Good evening. You, man, hadn't conceded, I think, a goal at home since January. You, man, have the best defense. You, man, have the best attack. You, man, Arsenal, had the best squad. So today, all of a sudden, you lose 2-0.
You don't have the best squad.
Don't interrupt me when I'm speaking.
Yeah?
All of a sudden, you man lose 2-0 at home and a clean sheet against you. Bottle jobs, mentality, you can't handle it. All season, you've been talking the most crap about your team has changed. All this crap. You might end another season with the same amount of trophies as me in my worst season in 20 years. 20 years. And we still made it to more finals than you. And you want to chat about my team? You bottled it today. I want you to hold it and say we bottled the league. Don't give me no coping about, we can come back.
It's a bit early for the league.
That's very unfair, Jay. That's very Chez as well. That's very unfair to say Arsenal bottled the league. There's still 6 games to go.
Don't interrupt me with rubbish.
There's still 6 games to go.
What is losing at home after not conceding a goal since January? What is that then?
Yeah, but that can happen. That can happen to anyone.
Tell me.
But that can happen to anyone. Arsenal have been flawless this whole year. They've been flawless.
So, why did they lose 2-0 today then? Tell me.
It can happen.
But no, but the thing is
did Liverpool bottle it today?
Yes.
I'll let Jay go. Go on, Jay.
Yeah, because I just want to say, Egal, because do you want to know what today reminded? I don't know how long you've been an Arsenal fan, Egal. Probably a lot of years, but I'm reasonably old. I probably look younger than I actually am, but like
don't compare this to Gala.
I know, yeah, so it's my Botox lady. Don't watch it. My point was, do you remember when you lost many years ago to Leeds, 2-0 at home, Viduka, like as in like it was. We're talking peak Andy Gray, Sky Sports era. You know, a textbook defending that kind of era, right? And when I was watching Arsenal today, yeah, Chez is kind of right. To do everything that you've done, and then today do that, you could. It to me. I don't want to use the word bottling because it might be a little bit unfair, but without using that specific word, all the elements that you would put in to define what bottling is, that was on show today. Like you had.
Can I just add one bit in, not to interrupt you, but to add context? The context is they both needed to win. So like I know we've had a run-in of the last 7-8 games where everyone needed to win, right? But because Liverpool had lost, it was even more of an incentive to win, regardless of whether they need to win or not. Liverpool lost.
I think the thing is,
we get that point.
I don't know why we're discounting. I can't lie to you. There's nothing to do with footballing today. Why they lost? People are going to say to me, one second.
It definitely has to do with football.
I'm going to respond to that. People are going to tell me the reason why we didn't win is because Havertz went into midfield and Arteta changed the team. And why did he change it? Hindsight
Did you watch
analysis.
my video? Literally.
No. I've been listening to people. Hindsight analysis video. What people do, they retrospect. After the fact, they then make opinions. But the point is, mentality today is why they missed. They missed so many chances. Just like Sarib's team missed chances today. Sarib will tell you, Liverpool, even though they should have scored, didn't look like scoring. That's mentality. And poor finishing, obviously. But it's the mentality. Man City's got into you players' heads. I'm telling you.
I think Arsenal is definitely mentality.
I don't think Man City's gotten in our heads. Come on.
Yeah. Just one brief thing, just before you go. So just on the game, as I'm separating Liverpool and Arsenal, because even though both teams lost, I find the context of both games quite different. I think Liverpool just missed so many chances in this game, and whereas with Arsenal lost control of the game as the game went on. As the game went on, Villa looked more likely to score. They were starting to dominate the game as much as you can dominate Arsenal. And coming into this game, I remember I was speaking to you on a Chez on a stream, and I said, if I was Villa, what Emery did today is exactly what I would have done after watching Bayern versus.
Yeah, you did say they should copy.
I said, play every fast player you've got and just put them in the team and just run at them. Just run at them. Watkins, sensational. Peak centre forward. Peak Barkley's centre forward play. Pressing, running the channels, hold up play. Great finishing. Unlucky inside of the post, the chip. So my thing for Arsenal is, to me, if you've done everything that you've done up to this point, and then you've seen what's happened today, and you have control of the game, and you could see the nervousness in the team, the nervousness in the crowds. The crowd were getting more and more tense. Every misplaced pass. And I don't think it's a coincidence that you lost this game. And I don't want to point the finger at specific players, but Zinchenko and Jesus have not been part of the team while you've been on this run, really. They've been bit part players. They haven't been starters. Yeah. They've come back into the team today. Yeah. Defensively, Zinchenko wasn't good today at all. Offensively, Jesus had a couple of chances, wasn't a huge threat in the game. So it can be a little bit unfair to put it on them, but Villa have done the double over you.
I don't know, man.
Villa have done the double. Hold on, Villa have done the double over you, and I think they started in both games. And in this game, Villa, they stuck at it when Arsenal were on top. They just stuck in the game, kept going. And then when it turned and Arsenal needed to stick in the game, they conceded. They didn't ride it like Villa rode it. Like Villa were on top at the end, and Arsenal just, if you're not going to win, don't lose. Do you see what I mean? And it's like,
let me just do this. We're gonna have to try to link the two clubs because we both had a similar situation happen to us today. And I just want to let Sarib respond because Chez, you did say a lot, and Jay, you said a lot, and I think Sarib wanted to respond to
I just want to make one point before you go, Sarib, on both games that you can respond to in
Liverpool. So I'll leave that for later.
Yeah, we'll put them together because of time constraint and stuff. But my thing is this year is it's very easy for Jay. He's a very smart guy, and we have gone streams constantly. Me and Egal, Griggs have seen a few times as well. It's easy to look at these games in isolation and make like reasons. My thing is, because I've seen a lot of success in my lifetime, is I look at like a prolonged kind of sample size. So my issue is that Liverpool in title races don't usually come off well. Your recruitment since Edwards left hasn't been that good. So you can look at this game and say you wasted chances, and I'll be like, yeah, but Nunes isn't really a good player, is he really? Is Diaz all that good? Let's go on to Arsenal now. Arteta, one of the main reasons why you guys can't win, a very similar stage of the season. You might always bottle it. I was here 3 years ago when it was top 4, and you bottled it on the last 2 games. Last season, it was the league, and people using Saliba as an excuse. This season, you had your...
That's very important.
No, but Sarah, look at the context. I'm saying not one reason, not 2 reasons, not 1 season, not 2 seasons, 3 seasons. There's not one.
And to support Chez's point, the season before it was when Tierney and Partey were injured. That's the reason they didn't make.
So we're always kicking the can down the road.
There's always a reason.
Please understand what I'm trying to say.
Okay. So 1 second. So what's Liverpool's reason today?
I just told you. Their reason is their players aren't that great. I said it on the stream.
So Liverpool don't have the players, and you're saying we don't have the bottle. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, the mentality and the manager. I think it's more than just one game.
You covered everything there.
I agree with that. I think Liverpool's more of a squad issue because Jurgen Klopp is a proven winner.
Yeah.
He's won everything. He's won something. Arteta, I know this is his first managerial job and stuff like that. Obviously, I'm not saying he's like a shit coach, but at the end of the day, this squad is all his. Every single player within that squad, right?
It was their first team, Griggs. It was their first team. Everyone's available.
Second of all, Zinchenko has been buns for about a year now. And yet, in a crucial game like this, I know you have a Champions League game to think about midweek too, right? But this game is just as important as that Bayern game. Every single game in the running is important. Whether it's Sheffield away, whether it's Villa at home, every single game is important. And there's no time for rotation. There's really not a time you can afford rotation. And putting in Zinchenko and putting in Gabriel Jesus, who I think, as mentioned, have not been crucial in the run-in. It's been Kiwior, it's been Trossard, Martinelli, who was actually
who said this to
last year.
Who said this to me after we played Liverpool away? Nabil, if you guys know Nabil, he tweeted this out. He said, Arsenal haven't got the bottle, Liverpool haven't got the players, Man City have both and will win the league again.
Facts. That's my point. So what I'm saying is no agenda-based. It's not me being biased towards Liverpool or whatever. I don't care about City. I don't want him to win or to lose. I'm indifferent. I'm seeing it how it is. If you might don't want to accept it and come with the Chez, we missed so many chances today. That's why we didn't win. Or Arsenal come with
that's why I always said, by the way.
Super chat.
That's why I've always said no one will ever win a league with Pep Guardiola still here. He has a mental advantage.
We're gonna get to that in a second, but big up to this person. Obviously, you've spent your money, so I'm gonna read out the super chat. But you're absolutely dissing.
Don't be rude though. Yeah.
You're absolutely dissing. right? He's basically saying that, what do you call it? The reason why the club gets bantered is because of people like me, and he's saying that I have to chill a little bit because I have too much chest. Personally, I don't think that has anything to do with the results on the pitch. I think that just has to do with how people deal with their club. Some people are going to be excited about their team, and especially if you're playing the way we were playing it this season, I think I fully deserve to have some chest and to be excited. If you don't, from that position, when will you ever back your team? I think some of you people need to grow a pair of balls and stop acting like pussies when your team's playing well and back your team.
To be fair, guys, when your fans left the stadium at 1-0 down.
So that shit was empty.
I don't condone that. I see people leave.
One
second. I seen people leave when I was at the Man United game earlier this season and celebrating on the way to the bus station.
So you're all weak mentality then. You're all the same.
But Egal, but like,
you're overdoing it now. You're overdoing it.
But Egal, can I just say that for me personally, I think that I like to look at the evidence and then make assumptions. I was just saying the other day, Spurs haven't lost with their first team since we've had our first team available. We've not lost. Then we go to Newcastle and lose 4-0. Like, records are there to be put to an end. I remember when Liverpool were unbeaten and just before COVID, and then Watford slapped them silly. It happens. There's no issue. But what I said to you the other night, Egal, was that the Bayern game had exposed something in you that I hadn't seen up until the Bayern game. That's what I said. And I said that. I said there's something I'm seeing now that I hadn't seen before. And that would give hope to every single other team. Because before, you have an aura. Yeah, it's like a bubble. Like, think of it like an elevator going up, a staircase going up and an elevator coming down. Yeah. With that aura, people don't want to run at you. They don't want to try you. Like, do you know what I mean? That aura defending that we always talk about, Saliba and stuff. Now people are running at you. People are dribbling at you. People are driving at you.
Jay, you have to like just sit on the fence with this one, because as much as Bayern Munich got a result at the Emirates Stadium, it's far from over. So everything's hindsight. You know, Arsenal are still in the Champions League. They're still in a title race.
I'm not being specific. I'm saying that, but when Arsenal are conceding such low XG, such low clear chances, so all of a sudden to then not be doing that. Yeah, for teams to now start having over 1 XG all of a sudden, when they haven't had over 1 XG all year, not one game have they conceded over 1 XG, and now back-to-back games at home, they've conceded over 1 XG. So you might say, okay, that's just, they've been so good all season, and that is a fair point, but it doesn't rebut the point I'm making, because so 2 points, it's not a trend, but it's something to sit up and think, Tottenham next. Yeah,
but then on the other end,
no, we got the Molineux next.
You got Wolves away next.
On the other end,
that ain't easy.
Sorry, before you go, Wolves is another game that is the exact formula.
Huge mentality is needed.
This is a game that is a horrible game for Arsenal. The setup of Wolves is exactly what Arsenal should do. Fast players on the break, solid team. Low mid block, good intensity. Yeah, this is the formula.
I want to bring Arsenal, City, and Liverpool, bring them all together and start talking about the title race now. Is the title race over for you guys now that City have an advantage?
Mentally, yes.
I don't see how any of these. I don't see how either team.
I'm just gonna keep it real. I think I seen your Liverpool players, bro, after the game versus Crystal Palace.
Well done, yeah.
They look like they've finished. They look defeated. I look at my players after the game. I see them hunching over, all sad. Like, we should have buried the game, both of us. We didn't do that. Missed opportunity. We leave. Now, the only thing that can reinvigorate us is if City go and somehow drop points. Do we really see
which is a possibility, Egal? It is a possibility. The season is not over. As much as we might sit here and say, I think City in the driving seat, absolutely fine. But there's still 6 more games to be played. And to tie into that, City are going for a treble. They've still got an FA Cup game next week as well, which means they don't play next weekend, which allows Liverpool and Arsenal, if they win, to get some ground on them. And I've always said, I've tweeted many, many times, I would rather have points on the board than games in hand, because games in hand are not guaranteed points. I'd rather just have the points on the board so we can sit back and kind of Like we've done our jobs. It's down to you to do your jobs. And then the pressure's back on Manchester City, because next weekend, as much as people are going to call me delusional, as much as people are going to say this and that, I'm reactionary, as is everyone. The race is not over until it's over. There's 6 more games to be played. We might have looked dejected, Arsenal and Liverpool players, but it is not over. Stranger things have happened in football.
Okay.
I did not think Liverpool were going to lose.
What a great speech.
Let
me finish.
Guys,
really
let
motivated.
him get his point across, and then you can rebuttal.
Let me ask, if you guys were watching the game before Thursday, did you really think Liverpool were going to lose 3-0 to Atalanta at home, then line it up with a 1-0 loss to Crystal Palace? Did you really think Arsenal were going to lose 3-0 to Aston Villa? No, it can happen. Any team can lose a game. It can happen.
Yeah, but your variance is a lot bigger than City's.
It can happen, Jay. It can happen.
No, but what I'm saying is, but your variance is a lot bigger than City's. When I'm looking at Liverpool, I didn't have you where you are right now. To an extent, you've done great to even be where you are. And if I look at your next 3-4 games, Fulham away, Everton away, West Ham away, Tottenham at home, Villa away, you're done. I'm sorry, that you're done. I'm looking at those fixtures, you're done. I can't see you coming. You'll need to win at least 4 of those 5 fixtures, yeah? And I can't see it. Yeah, so for me personally, today's result was fatal for you.
And I absolutely agree with you. But what I'm saying to you, Jay, you're speaking all hypotheticals and ifs and
buts.
What you're saying could happen. We could lose those games. But until it's happened, I'm not going to sit here and say the race is over.
Once again, let's look at City's. Let's look at City's running. Let's look at City's running. City faced Real Madrid, then they faced Tottenham. You're telling me they couldn't go and lose to Tottenham and then everyone's back into the title race?
No.
You know what it is? It's even if they did, I don't see you, man, capitalizing all the way.
That's the point.
They're not understanding what we're saying.
I do get what you're saying.
All we're saying is the way Gal saw his team after the match, you saw your team after the match.
I agree with you.
Greeks did, Jay did.
I agree with you.
Defeated. Am I making it up?
You know, I agree.
So my point is this. They know it's over in their head. It's not mathematically over.
Also, by the way, the Spurs game is moved. The Spurs game is moved to like May, so the title race might even be over by the time City even go to Spurs.
Yeah.
Again, these are all hypotheticals. They haven't happened yet. These are
Bro, I'm not even going. I'm going past on the previous 5 years of football. The history, the data shows City when it comes to the crunch time. When it comes to crunch time, City don't choke. When it comes to the title race, Pep doesn't lose.
What is the point of us watching football if we have no belief? We
have
to
believe. At
some point, the belief washes away. At some point,
we're 2 points off the top of the league with 6 games to go. How can they disappear?
You've been in a title race with them twice, and when you were better, and you went toe to toe with them to the last game of the season. 1 point. You're even worse now.
That's fine.
Well, there's no hope.
Sorry. You missed the point. We're not saying that you should give up. We're saying the players have mentally given up. So
let me know, people in the chat. Do you believe it's over? Hit the like button also. I do have over 500 people. Guys, 1 second. Let me just respond to the super chat because they deserve the time. The point is, we was just shit. What does TD mean?
Today,
I think.
Today. The manager has lost his head with the lineups and the substitutions. I didn't even get onto that. Mikel Arteta took off Martin Odegaard, who was our best player in the 80th minute when we were chasing a game, and brought on Emil Smith-Rowe. It was like, what the hell are we doing?
Watkins' goal was cold, by the way.
It's pure mentality at this point.
You
know what? I hear you, but we can criticize the team for their performance today, but it has nothing to do with fans being confident in their team when they're playing well. You can still be confident in your team and criticize them when they're playing bad.
Can I just make this quick point on so for me, in terms of this title race, for Liverpool, I think it's done. I think Arsenal have still got a chance. Yeah. I don't think Arsenal are done yet. I think Liverpool, what I'm seeing, what I saw today, I was like, nah. Like, as in attack, defense, because Liverpool should have been 2-0 down. Yeah, that clearance off the line by Robertson, Liverpool should have they were like all over the place the first 20, 30 minutes.
Should have won the game.
What do you mean?
They also should have won the game.
In what way should you have won the game?
Crystal Palace cleared the ball off the line, but 3 times.
You should have.
And Mateta missed a sitter 3 yards out.
He's not providing both sides. He's just saying we should have been 2-0 down. But
no, I said earlier. No, I said clearly earlier that Liverpool's misses and things were ridiculous, but you deserve to lose the game because of your idiotic finishing. It's not like,
oh yeah.
No,
you guys are agreeing.
That's
what I'm saying. They're finished.
Don't pee me off, sir.
The XG for today.
XG hype, man.
XG doesn't give you goals.
This is Chez's point. Chez said Liverpool players are not good enough. I absolutely agree with you. Our attackers are not good enough, but we are making the chances to get the goals. If we're missing one-on-one sitters, they're clear chances to win the game. It doesn't change the fact that we should have won the game. You can say XG hype, all of this, but your XG counts for how many goals you should have scored. Regardless, we haven't scored the goals.
Yeah, but the thing about XG is, though, bro, there's certain players that there's certain players that always
changes in the summer.
XG doesn't account for the player taking the chance. That's my point. So
yeah, but they're clear chances, clear off the line.
We're basically agreeing. We're agreeing.
Yeah, that's what I said. We're all agreeing.
You're literally proving my point.
I'm agreeing with you. The players not enough. That's what I said. I'm agreeing with you.
Yeah, but also Liverpool should have won the game.
I don't want to let Klopp off the hook, though. I don't want to let Klopp off the hook because this guy is looking at.
I hear it because I'm trying to say. Yo, Ches, I'm trying to agree with you because I'm trying to say I'm trying to say to Sarib. Is Nunes hitting the goalkeeper from 5 yards out? That to me is that's your fault. That's not like I'm not gonna look at that game and be like you're unlucky. I'm gonna be like that's terrible finishing, and because of that terrible finishing, you lost the game. So I'm not gonna after that game say to you you deserve to win. How can I see your player do that? And then say you deserve to win. You didn't. You deserve to lose because you finished like that in the game. So it was a deserved L. That's what I'm trying to say to you. You can't. For me, the reason why I'm saying it's done for you is not because you mathematically can't do it. Of course, you can mathematically. I think Tottenham can still mathematically win the league. Do you know what I mean? But
that's never going to happen.
Exactly. So my point is that the variance required for Liverpool to finish above City now. The results necessary, taking into account the teams Liverpool have got to play, the form they're in, what I've seen Liverpool do in the last 2 games, based on all of that, I'm going to say it's done for them. Yeah, because, that's what
let me just take a break, everybody. I'm going to read these 2 super chats, and then we're going to come back to this conversation. First, we got one calling out Sarib, so you can respond to it. It's Ryan, Mr. 16 out of 10 himself, saying, Sarib, stop it. City won't have to
win every game.
Yeah, they won't have to win every game. That's true. Look at the state of the 2 bottle jobs. They're against. I love Klopp, but legend, we need a change. Damn.
So he says Man City won't have to win every game and to win the title. Now, that might be true, but you also need to provide some sort of context. Now, I'm not saying Liverpool win the league because at the start of the season, I didn't expect Liverpool to be in the title race, let alone be in a title race in April. I said I had Arsenal to win the title, but now Man City currently lead. Now, Man City's goal difference is currently on 44. They have a 2-point cushion with the same amount of games played as Arsenal and Liverpool. Now, City draw 1 game and Liverpool win the game 3-0 or Arsenal win a game by a couple of goals, which they are very capable of doing. You guys, you can all agree, Liverpool and Arsenal are more than capable of thrashing a team in the league. It is possible. Arsenal have proven it time and time again. Liverpool, time and time again.
Sarah?
Absolutely gone.
What's more likely, City to win all last remaining games or Arsenal and Liverpool?
City, and I agree with you.
What are we doing here? So this is all semantics then.
He's just responding to this.
But we need to give.
You know what? I think Chelsea can make top 6. Do you know why?
Yeah.
Because you might not win your games against these lot. We might win ours.
Okay, guys, we got 2 more super chats. Got 2 more super chats. Let me just go through them. Another one from Ryan. This one is just more generic. He said, "We just lost at home to Crystal Palace," in all caps. Of course, he's pissed. How the fuck are we gonna win 6 league games in a row? It's done. Simple as Arsenal are bottle jobs also. Arsenal.
And also, Egal, on that, even Liverpool now 5 wins and a draw means City just need to win 5 games. So City already can afford to lose a game
I'm
if
saying,
Liverpool draw a game. So Liverpool can go unbeaten between now and the end of the season, win 5, draw 1, and that wouldn't be enough if City won 5 out of 6. So City already have the variance to be able to lose 1 game. Yeah, if you don't get 4 points.
The only advantage we have is goal difference.
The key word there, Ches and Jay, is if.
That's my point. So the next time you drop points, City then can afford to drop points in 2 games.
Sorry, yeah, you are
that's
right.
My point.
Next one, guys. Next one.
Egal, sorry.
Last super chat, unless someone else wants to super chat, and then we'll get to you next. Liverpool, bro. What? He said Liverpool
fan, bro. He's talking to Sarib.
Yeah, he's talking to Sarib. Copium is real for you. But I think Arsenal will bounce back. Pool, though, I see them sinking further.
He sees him sinking further. Nunes is on something because he's basically knackered.
Sleeping.
Yeah, he's knackered.
Okay, let me just say this about Liverpool. The reason why I had so much smoke and heat for Liverpool is because I always never seen you guys playing as well as Arsenal or City. I always just seen you guys getting by. And a result like today was not surprising, especially after you got beat the way you did by Atlanta. Jay was on the show the other day saying that these kind of results can linger, it can hurt. And now I see fully what he was talking about with that. Because at times, your defense looked shocking, and then at times your attack looked shocking. It was literally a drill of who could miss the most shots in your team. And then I looked back at it to see how many shots your best players actually had. The likes of Mo Salah only had 2 shots. The rest of them were all blocked before it even got to the goal. Darwin Núñez had 2 shots. Your main 3 attackers had 6 shots. Where did the 18+ shots come from? It came from all your other peripheral players having pop shots and trying to get chances. And this is where I look at Liverpool. But then I look at my Arsenal team performance afterwards. We were no better. We didn't really create much in the second half. Martin Odegaard put a bunch of chances on the plate for people in the first half. We were wasteful. The biggest miss of the 2 games was right in front of the keeper, and we both shot it straight at the keeper. Trossard with Martinez's, and yours with somebody else. I forget exactly who did it.
Núñez against
Núñez. So that just proves our point. When you have 75% of the goal to shoot at, and you shoot directly at the keeper, it's just not your day. And today, the managers, you can blame them. My manager made stupid substitutions. You could probably blame your manager for whatever substitutions or setup he did. And the only way we can get ourselves back going is in midweek, we get a good result in Europe. If we don't get a good result in Europe, this could still linger on to the next league game. And that's what I'm worried about.
The thing is, though, like, Europe doesn't reflect for the Premier League and vice versa. So even if you was to win in Europe and beat Bayern Munich miraculously, it doesn't mean you're going to go and win in the last remaining games. And also, to counter Sarib's point of, obviously, by the way, to go back to your previous point also, you can believe as a fan, but we're talking about the players because you don't play on the pitch. So you can say whatever you want in the stream. It don't make a difference what Van Dijk thinks right now in his bed with misses. So my thing is like...
Why did that sound so personal?
No, you get my point.
I mean, Van Dijk was crying out. Van Dijk was crying after the game.
Yeah, he's the captain.
But I'm not gonna lie. I didn't see the Arsenal players after the game. Did they show close-ups of them leaning over, all upset and everything?
Nah,
Rice was like, fuck.
Yeah, he was
Rice,
Rice
is doing the face. The face
Saka was limping.
It's emotional time as well. I think it's emotional time. Jurgen Klopp leaving as well. I think that lingers around as well.
Can I say one thing though?
It adds the emotion adds to that as well.
Yeah.
I think Arsenal and Liverpool were kind of both lucky in this game that we didn't concede more.
Yeah,
Villa hit the bar like 3 times.
Villa hit the bar twice.
No,
they had a goal cleared off the line. As much as we want to say that we were unlucky to not score more goals, I think we were unlucky. We were very fortunate that we didn't concede more. Also,
I also think the Villa game. I think the Villa game though was more of Emery also outcoaching Arteta.
Yeah, Villa played.
Arteta just got straight up outcoached. And Arsenal fan, I'm not pointing this at you, Egal. Arsenal fans, because all year I've had to hear about Emery, second year Emery. Wait till he chokes. He's taken 6 points off you this year. I think he's beaten Arteta 3 times in a row. He beat you in the Europa League semifinal a couple of years ago. Bro, the dude had hate in his heart, and his players reflected that today. And hate is a great motivator. And that Villa team, by the way, that Villa team will not play that hard for the rest of the year.
If Arsenal go on to lose the league from here, and we don't win it, Unai Emery single-handedly has a big part to play with it.
Yeah, and then you have to go. And then your parents have to go apologize to him.
And I gotta give him. I'll say fair play to Unai Emery. Fair play to Unai Emery.
My brother
He
as
took
well.
6 points off us.
My God.
He constantly comes to become a thorn in our side ever since he left. He took us out of the Europa League also. So this man,
he has a vendetta against you, Gal. He has a vendetta.
Also, well, I say also the difference between the three squads I look at is also the squad building. City have the ultimate game changers. Phil Foden, hat trick against Aston Villa. Erling Haaland can change the game any single time, right? And then you obviously have Kevin De Bruyne, who's one of the best players in the world.
Yes.
You look at Arsenal's game changers. When you look at your squad building, right? Yeah, because Saka come through the academy. But when it comes to actually signing, you can sign Declan Rice, but he's a midfielder, so he's a game changer maybe on the defensive side of the ball, which he has been. But in the attack, who has been your game-changing signings? Who's your maverick? Gabriel Jesus is not a maverick.
This is
Leonardo
the thing.
Trossard is not a maverick.
This is why we don't compare Foden to Saka.
Kai Havertz is not a
One second, let's not. Wallahi, I don't have time for Foden Saka comparison.
Forget Foden Saka. Forget that. Because Kai Havertz, 65 mil. He's been effective, but when it comes time,
he wasn't utilized the right way today.
Utilize this striker midfield.
No. Let me say this. Mikel Arteta has only signed 2 strikers. I mean, 2 forward players of note: Jesus and Trossard. Everyone else,
What's Kai Havertz?
Kai Havertz is a midfielder / forward.
He's not, man. He's not a midfielder.
1 second.
He's a forward.
So today he utilized him in the midfield. I think it was a mistake. He should have played him as a 9. Did he not play the 9 in the first half? No, he didn't. He was a midfielder. What he did was
making more advanced runs than Jesus.
Okay, so then Trossard was the midfielder?
Okay,
he played more of a midfield role than Kai Havertz.
Yeah, Havertz was more.
I don't think that works. Anyways, guys, I think Sarib has to leave, so we're just gonna try to shift away from this topic and move on to the next one before he goes. But end of discussion here. If you had to pick your top 3, none of you guys have anybody besides City winning.
No, I disagree. I have Arsenal still to win the league. I'm not going to change my prediction just because of what happened today, because I still believe Arsenal will do it. I still feel like the experience of last season and then them taking points of Liverpool and City, because people fail to remember that Arsenal have taken 4 points of Man City and 4 points of Liverpool. They've beaten City and Liverpool this season, and you may make the case that Arsenal struggle against low blocks. This is absolutely fine, but I just think there's so much football to be played. I'm not going to change my prediction. I still think Arsenal will get over the line as well.
Well, I'll say straight up that in order for Arsenal to win the league, Arsenal will have to win their next 2 games in the league, in my opinion.
Which I think they will.
Then the next 2 games are Wolves away and Tottenham away. So Arsenal basically. So my point is that Spurs, the next game Spurs will play after losing 4-0 to Newcastle is that game. Yeah. So I'm expecting a reaction from our team. I'm expecting our team to be fully on it. I'm expecting us to be switched on. Added to the fact that we know that Villa are 3 points ahead of us now. And we know if we lose to Arsenal, there's a good chance that result will contribute to them winning the league.
I hope so. I hope Tottenham get a result. I really hope so. As a Liverpool fan,
when I lay the logic down, the question then is going to be, how's your bottle, Arsenal? Because they're going to need to win both those games. And I don't want to know something,
Jay. I hear you. I just want to say this quickly to the chat. How on earth do we have over 700 people across all platforms and we don't even have 100 likes on YouTube right now? That don't make sense.
Horrible. Conversion rate like
absolutely free. It doesn't cost a penny. And to the people watching on X, come join us on YouTube, and you can find all these guys, their Twitter accounts right here.
We're discussing BCM Punk. Big chances missed. Punk,
there you go. If you guys want to find any of their Twitter accounts, that's their names on Twitter. But yeah, I know, Sarab, you're gonna have to go very soon. Jay, I'll let you finish off, and then we'll hear what the rest of the boys have to say. But firstly, for me, I'm not giving up on Arsenal winning the league, but I do believe City are the favorites right now.
Oh yeah, they are on the driving seat. Yeah.
So the thing is like Arsenal and City have done very well this season, because what you can see now is the Premier League is a very tough league. All these away games look hard. As soon as these away games, you play a team that wins 4 on the bounce at home, and then you go to that stadium. That's a very hard away game. Do you know what I mean? That's all it takes in the Premier League to build momentum. I think Arsenal are still in with a chance. For me, Liverpool, the run of games they've got now, with the form that I'm seeing them in, I can't see them winning the next 3 or 4 games, which they'll need to do to stay in the race. So I'm going to put them to one side. Arsenal are still in it. 100% Arsenal are still in it because I do think City slip up in one game, between now and the end of the season. But that would then require you to be more or less perfect.
Yeah.
So the question is, are you going to slip up in another game this season? And I think you will.
Yeah.
So I don't think by the time City play Tottenham, is that match going to mean anything? And I think that's what you guys need to make sure it does. Because the thing is, in 4 games' time, is it still going to mean something, us playing City?
That's why Jay, I think it's very important that Arsenal win away at Wolves and Liverpool win away at Fulham, because Man City don't play next week, and they just kind of have that little cushion ahead of them, regardless of the game in hand.
That Fulham game's horrible for you again.
No,
it's another team.
Yeah.
It's another team that's going to set up quite similarly to Palace. They might go man for. In fact, I imagine Fulham will play the game like Atalanta played you. Man for man.
And I reckon it's very good there.
Like Silva will probably do that.
Pereira got a plan for me.
We need to take a leaf out of City and just stop being emotional.
Yeah.
Just stop, because these people, they're like robots. Their fan bases are even like robots. I never seen one City fan celebrating Liverpool's drop points today.
Do you know what, Egal? You know what, and I don't want to son or little bro Tottenham, but Arsenal fans and Spurs fans are quite similar in quite a unique way that I never really see people. But with Spurs fans, I say this because I do this. We get the most amount of praise for the minimum amount of expectation. Yeah. So with Spurs players, they get a lot of praise. You'll say, "Oh, Udogie, this, that, blah, blah, blah." But when you ask them what you're asking these players to achieve, not so much. But they'll get a lot of praise for it. Yeah. Arsenal kind of do that, but they do it themselves. So basically, Arsenal, for me, they've had a lot of praise, but they're not winning. Do you know what I mean? It's the same thing that Poch at Spurs was criticized for. Do you know what I mean? Nice play, doing nice stuff, but you're not winning. And I think there comes a certain point in the project where I've seen Arsenal fans mocking Klopp's record. Even this whole week, up until Arsenal when they were top, a lot of Arsenal fans were talking about how if Arteta wins a trophy, you know, like if he wins the league.
That's coming from Liverpool fans themselves.
No, it's coming. No, the narrative.
I've seen has tweeted.
No, Egal, the narrative. Hold on one sec. Egal, the narrative's changed because you drew with Bayern and you lost today. Yeah. Last week after you went top, there was a lot of we're here, we're gonna do this, we're gonna finish this off. And for me, I'm looking at it from the point of view of saying you have a great opportunity to do this, but you can't put the cart before the horse. You have to get over the line before you are praised for being a side of that level. And I think to a certain extent, Arsenal they're getting a lot of praise for being a top side, but they're not quite there yet. Do you know what I mean?
I think we haven't gotten over the hoodoo of not winning.
Yeah, exactly.
Major honors. If that's what you mean, I fully agree with you. But we are in the mix for the top teams. We just haven't gotten.
But how many times will you accept being in the mix without winning?
Bro, the reality of the situation is this team is still there and thereabouts, and we're going to be there and thereabouts.
Okay. I have a question though. I have a question though, because if you're always in the mix of winning, but you're not winning anything, what makes you different than Spurs?
No,
because you're eventually no. There's no difference.
Let me give you the difference.
Can I say one thing though? Can I say one thing first though? When you look at it, in the past 20 years, Arsenal have been just as big as bottle jobs as Spurs Football Club. You bottle league after league after league after league. You've won the FA Cup a couple times. Congratulations. But at the end of the day, that's not big enough. You bottle it. You bottle the Champions League final. You didn't go to the Champions League for about 8 years. That's almost a decade that you missed out on Europe on Champions League football. That's a bottle job. So at the end of the day, what this Arsenal Football Club is, until they get over that hump, is you're just the big bro bottle job. You're a big bro version of Spurs, but you're both bottle jobs. But Spurs get more stick than you, which I don't understand because you're meant to be the bigger club. So when you're the bigger club, you're meant to actually get more stick.
We do get more stick.
No,
The
you
reality
don't.
situation is, one second. The reality situation is Liverpool get praised for getting to. City get. Spurs get praised for getting to a cup final. Spurs get praised for
A
being
Champions
in the
League final, Egal.
Yeah.
I'll save you. Let a guy finish.
They get praised for these things. Arsenal, we come short. We don't get praised. We get criticized consistently, and deservedly so. The thing is, you guys are forgetting that this team is only at a second major cycle where we've been competitive.
That's important.
This is our second year where we're competitive. And I don't want to spend too much more time on this because we need to still speak about other topics. And I know Sarab has to leave in like 6 minutes. But Ches, you said City, and Griggs, you also said City's gonna win, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So we're gonna try to shift away from this. But my main point is to compare Arsenal and Spurs. This is the only comparison I'll take. This is the only thing I'll say. We look at Spurs the same way some of you guys look at Arsenal, because we look at Spurs because they haven't won anything. You guys look at us because we haven't won anything for 20 years. Then we look at Man United because they haven't won anything for 10 years. Then it goes, you look at Chelsea because they're currently falling off. Then you look at Liverpool because there's a pecking order. And the pecking order is who's been the most recent at winning major honors and who's been the most recent at having their club success. So the same way, Greg's Man United fans might look at Arsenal. Guess what? City, Liverpool, and Chelsea look at you that way right now.
No, Egal.
No, but they don't have the right to look at me like that.
Michael,
because I also have
forget history. We're looking at your recent
Michael, the difference is what Egal's missing. He wants to defend his club as his channel.
No, it's just the truth.
No, but Egal, the problem is I do view you the same as Tottenham. Do you know why? I'm probably worse because you're bigger than Tottenham. Hence why you should have more expectation for your club. Hence the failure is amounted more. So hold that. Don't come here and say, we can't be compared because Tottenham haven't won anything. You haven't won anything.
So do you hold Man United and Man City to the same regard as well then?
In regards to what?
You just
Man City win.
Because Arsenal are bigger clubs, so they should be winning trophies and winning titles. So do you hold?
Yes, I have the same energy. I have the same energy. But the difference is Man United and Arsenal is that 10 years is still less than 20 years.
No, but the context is important, Ches. Chelsea won the Champions League 3 years ago. Why are they not challenged for the league now? The context is always important.
I'll be really real with you. You didn't hear what I said properly. What I said was, to a gal's point, is you can compare the two clubs, and it's worse for Arsenal because, like Michael said, they've won FA Cups. In the grand scheme of things, that means nothing. So in 20 years, they've not won a major title. Tottenham haven't won anything also for 20 years or more. But Arsenal's the bigger club. So of course you have to look at them the same. What makes it different?
We took the reins from you guys after you guys won your league title. We took the reins for you for the big club that has the longest drought in major honors. So until we get that major honor, we're going to continuously hold corn. And for now, we're going to end on this topic, and we're going to have to move on to the next one. But Sarib, big up for jumping on. I appreciate it. And man, that's it. No more Liverpool, Arsenal, City talk, guys. 54 minutes on it. Let's dead it there.
It's not every day. It's not every day two title challenges lose at home.
It's not every day that every team besides City drop points.
Exactly. Before I go, thank you for having me, Egal. But guys, it's not over.
Very nice. I have three famous words. I have three famous words that I say to everyone. Give it up. It's over.
It's over.
We'll be here.
You'll be here, and I'll be here. We'll be here. Champions or not, I'll be here.
We'll talk to you.
Big up. Yeah, Ram unfortunately couldn't make it because he's ill. Big up, Ram.
I saw him on Football Terrace just a few hours ago.
Oh yeah, he was. That's true.
Yeah, he's really ill, isn't it?
But he's ill. It's okay. Let's get into Tottenham. You got pammed 4-0.
Smash.
It's kind of gone under the radar because of some big other teams lost also. But to say you were looking for revenge on Friday.
Yeah.
And after a couple of minutes.
Again. Imagine.
Yeah. You know the actual thumbnail. I made the thumbnail yesterday. I had Van de Ven on the floor breakdancing, and I had to remove it because of all the madness that took place.
Bro, they're calling my boy Mickey can't defend on the timeline. Do you know what I mean? It's tough out here. So
talk to me. Tottenham, how did that happen?
Okay, so very basically, in terms of the result.
Actually, we're breaking protocol. We should usually let Griggs and Ches cook you before we go. So
okay, you can go. I'm not that out there with Tottenham though. I think because I don't chuck it too much. I get lighter grillings.
Oh, sorry, you're back. Oh no, he's not. Anyways, let Greg say his thing first. Yeah. Greg, what are you saying? Spurs? Newcastle Spurs. What do you think?
I mean,
I can't really talk.
It was a tough matchup for them. I expected it. Isak, Gordon, Harvey Barnes front line against that Ange high line. St. James Park, 12:30 kickoff. Bro, there was only going to be one result. I think obviously I know Spurs players had that maybe revenge because you got smashed there last year. But at the end of the day, I always say matchups what's it called? Opposite styles make matchups, and
styles make fights.
Styles make fights. Thank you. There you go. Thank you. You look at the two styles. I think Ange may be a bit naive. Mickey Van de Ven, bro. Yes, I'm not gonna hold Mickey Van de Ven, bro, because every center back holds smoke the past couple of days. Van Dijk slipped today. My rookie Kwambwala, he held grass yesterday. Van de Ven, he held grass yesterday. So I think it's more about like, I think Ange, maybe you have to question maybe Ange's tactics. Will he ever adapt? And I think that's more of an issue maybe for like the summer and next year. But I think Spurs, obviously, they have the gauntlet schedule now. They have like all the big matchups and stuff like that. It was the first big blow to them. Obviously, I don't think they expected Villa to win today, unless you expected Villa to win today. But I think you probably thought that Arsenal were going to win. So you're like, okay, the loss maybe not as bad if Villa lose because we still have it kind of in our hands. But now that's out of your hands. So in terms of that, but I think you have to focus on Ange. I think you have to focus on specific players. And I think what Spurs really have to do is they have to look at their board and their owner and be like, this summer, are you prepared to do what it takes to improve this squad? Because when I look at Spurs, I see a team that has certain key players that look good, but they also lack a lot of quality in certain areas. And when I look at Ange's system, I think they started actually building the team the wrong way because I compared to Klopp's first year at Liverpool, right? Because I think they play very risky football, like high risk, high reward football. And when I look at Klopp's team, right, you look at Klopp's team, he started building the team from the front. He got his attackers first before he fixed the defense. If you look at Spurs, they've actually adjusted defense first before they've adjusted attack. You look at Mickey Van de Ven, you look at Destiny Udogie, you look at Pedro Porro, Romero, Vicario, Bissouma, Pape Matar Sarr, like those kind of players. They've addressed that part. But in the attack, they sold Harry Kane, but the address to Harry Kane was what? Brendan Johnson? That's not really addressing your attack. So in this upcoming summer, I expect Spurs to lose games like this because they play a style that requires for you to go machine for machine, for example. And when Spurs try to go machine for machine, yeah, they scored a lot of goals this year, but when it comes against teams that also have really quality attack, like, Newcastle's attack is far, far better than Spurs. Isak is better than their striker. Anthony Gordon, I think he's worse than Heung-min Son, but Anthony Gordon is also a great player within his own right. And then you look at Harvey Barnes, he's also a great player in his own right. And you look at, Brendan Johnson, Kulusevski's been poor for a very long time now. It's been almost a couple months. So I expect results like that. And with Spurs, I think at this point, I look at Villa. Obviously, Villa have Conference League, but I think Villa have the more experienced coach that is ready to deal with these kind of situations. And as much as Ange has gotten hype, and I think maybe it was a little bit overrated in the beginning, obviously it's a new toy effect, right? The new guy, he's playing this beautiful, high expensive football. He was always going to get praise. But at the end of the day, I think Spurs are right where they belong, which is, I think, fifth. Them and Villa are the best of the rest after the top three. United are dog shit. Chelsea are dog shit. Brighton lose Judah Burnley yesterday. West Ham got pumped by Fulham today. So it's like we have after 6th and 7th, right? Newcastle United, all those teams are crap. Villa and Spurs are like kind of a little bit above average. And then you have the elite teams. I think that's where Spurs are, and they're alongside Villa. So I'm not really gonna cook them because it's just they held stake. They got cooked in a tough matchup. All of us will go to St. James Park, and it will not be easy for any of us. Let's be real.
Facts. Even if I wanted to cook Spurs like 4-0 and Van de Ven, I know I'll never foul at home. I'm gonna laugh, and it is funny. The way he slipped was quite funny. I'm not gonna lie.
You know what? I gotta give this guy funny. He's funny. He's like Waka Waka, Arsenal bottled the league.
Them Hamza monologues are about to be generational.
Hamza's gonna go mental Tuesday. Hey, Ches, do you have anything else to say on Jay's team? Because I'm not gonna lie to you. I did a whole video on Saturday. I was getting hyped for it. I'm like, we're gonna cook. Did I know it was gonna take?
It was funny because Egal messaged me. He's like, "Oh, you lost 4-0. You ready to come on tomorrow and get cooked?" So I was like, "Yeah, I'll be here, bro." And then hate watching Arsenal in the last 4 days has really paid off. I've got a lot of joy out of my hate watching of Arsenal over the last few days. But
on Spurs, man, on Spurs.
Michael, I want to say, great.
Jay, let me go first because you
let
lost.
Ches say his thing.
Let me go first. I don't know why you're interrupting me. You lost, mate. Yeah.
I don't know what you want to say. I don't know.
Humble yourself.
Go on,
I'll quickly agree. I'm not going to cook you too much. I mean, Michael didn't cook you because this is the way Tottenham playing it. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I've heard Ange getting a lot of criticism. Why does he change the style of play? But you could argue it's the players. You could argue it's the bottle again, because obviously now they're not even fourth anymore. It's interesting, but it is a bit poor. Like, you guys haven't been playing that well recently. A lot of your players, like Basuma, like Van de Ven, were in team of the seasons all up until about February time when there was international break, March, and they're not playing that team of the seasons. They're not. They're playing like bang average footballers. And going to St. James's Park and losing 4-0 is embarrassing. But then Chelsea lost there, Arsenal lost there, United lost there. So it's not an easy ground to go to. So I'm not going to laugh at that. But the way in which you lost was embarrassing. And Ange needs to be careful he doesn't lose a lot of games, because there's a certain club sitting above me who will Man United themselves into fifth. And if I see that happen because of you, Jay, are going to have smoke all summer.
Bro, we're not, by the way, Newcastle are above us anyway, so we're not even the closest.
Can I give you guys a quick question? This has nothing to do with Spurs. If Leverkusen go invincible and win a treble, that destroys my invincible trophy.
Of course.
Hey, of course.
Of course it does.
Like, invincible treble.
I don't know about the treble. Have they won the FA Cup in their country already? They won that
They're in the final. They're in the final.
Oh, who are they playing?
So they're in the quarterfinals.
They're playing a second division team.
They're in the quarterfinal of the Europa League. They're in the quarterfinal of the Europa League with 5 games remaining. They just clinched the league today, and they're in the final of the DF Pokal.
The Europa League will be hard though.
No. I actually think they lose a game in the league now. They've clinched.
Yeah, I don't think they'll go unbeaten, but yeah, if that does happen in a hypothetical situation, the guy was looking peak for your season still. I'll lie. Yeah. But yeah, Jay, defend your team, but you need to bounce back because you've got Arsenal next, and obviously my agenda needs to run rife. So I can't have Arsenal win this Premier League. So like a guy would say in the Liverpool final, do your job next week, bounce back, and this weekend the gal has been beautiful. I want to enjoy this content. I know Chelsea's going to lose tomorrow, so I'm going to enjoy it while I last. You know what I mean? So, yeah,
at least you're honest. At least you're honest.
Oh, we're losing it.
You know what? Ches is a humble guy sometimes.
Yeah. Well, Chelsea have humbled him. that's why.
No, you should have seen me 2 years ago.
I was going to say.
I was in smoke.
So
2 years ago, you didn't even have a camera set up. You just on your phone.
On my phone.
I think Ches and Michael make really good points, and I think they're pretty fair. In terms of, first of all, like the style of play and stuff, for me, it's more the players than the formation. Like, just imagine today, yeah? Today is a really good example of how easy it is to lose a game, yeah? Do you see before Villa's second goal, Jorginho tries to break a line with passing, ball gets intercepted, Tielemans through ball, Watkins through on goal. Do you see what I mean? You won't hear one person talk about Arsenal's defending, about what they did in that moment when Watkins scored that goal. Do you see what I mean? Because it's a turnover, you give the ball away, and players are out of position. Spurs do that way, way, way too much. Yeah, you're constantly seeing Spurs do things like that, and there's forget the formation that Spurs are playing. Michael made a great point about the technical level of some of these players. It's the decision making, it's the thought process. You saw today Tielemans and McGinn, masterclass in pass selection and choices. Do you know what I mean? Like they constantly made the right decision, and when they're not in the middle, Kamara makes the right decision every time. For everything these people say about Villa, they actually have smart players. Like when you look at Bailey, you look at Diaby, you look at Zaniolo. They've got players.
Morgan Robertson played 90 minutes.
Morgan Rodgers, fantastic play, like great. Like these people know how to wing play. All 4 of them know how to wing play, and we're causing real difficulties.
Mike, and the guy, Jay, in a bit.
Yeah,
love.
Much love.
Love.
And the problem with Spurs, and I think great point on the profiles is, if you are going to go machine for machine with oppositions, you have to also have a good level of trust that you're going to be able to come out on top. We went to Villa and beat them 4-0. It's not a case of Spurs' attack doesn't click, but it's not super regular. You know, you look at that kind of forward you're looking for in the Premier League, that Watkins profile that is the new profile. That's the profile that's doing it in the Premier League now. That's the kind you want to be a top side in the Premier League. You need a modern day mobile target man. Yeah, Watkins, Haaland, they're variations of the similar type of forward. Do you know what I mean? It's not the sexy flexy, you know, deep lying forward, false nine. No. It's not that. It's not that era at the moment. We're in a mobile target man era. So everyone needs a mobile target man. Also using Havertz there, it's going well. You probably don't need another mobile target man because you've got a mobile target man now. Spurs don't, you know. And you see Isak, we got punished by a team that has a mobile target man. When we played Fulham, we got punished by a team that had a mobile target man in Mediz. That's something we're struggling with, because when you have a mobile target man and you have space like Tottenham and you have areas in the channels, and you can get out against Tottenham by sometimes just booting the ball down the wing. Do you know what I mean? As in, like, and that's what Arsenal had today. When you went 1-0 down, you could see Villa constantly were able to get out by just hoofing the ball to Watkins.
Oh my God. This guy wants to show up now. We're done talking about City. Arsenal. Now you want to come on.
You're not done. It's not over. It's not over.
Man comes out of nowhere like Thanos.
Give me rock in WWE vibes.
Trust me.
Final boss.
Final boss.
You know what he said? You know what he said?
Say, hold up. Wait a minute.
Wait a minute. Now, hopefully the sound's not too bad. I had to step outside.
Nice. It looks sunny where you are.
You know what?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna ask Jay. Jay, is that enough Tottenham? Even though you lost, you know.
You know what? I think the thing is that Tottenham were always the bridesmaids, even on a weekend that we lose 4-0. We're not the main story today. So over to you, Vator.
I appreciate that, Jay. And we can continue talking about Spurs after.
I'm reasonably well done. It's time for you to grill.
Fair enough. Now I'm gonna air fry this bad boy right now. This is how intense it's gonna be. It's gonna be efficient. And I want to speak on a few things. Egal, when you host your show, much respect. I love vibes from the six. I love when we talk about post-game reactions. But when you feature and you try to nitpick, you try to dissect, you try to break down Professor Hamza and how he talks about City. You want to criticize how City fans, and myself in particular, want to talk about City and how we show respect of opponents, and we say we're going into tough games and we don't show that arrogance. All of those criticisms, all of that not understanding this point of view is coming back to bite you guys. Respect your opponent. Respect what we tell you. Respect when we say, it's not just about, hey, I'm looking good, I'm feeling good, I'm playing good lately. It's about sealing the deal. And we've said this from time. You Arsenal fans, we get it. You're starving, you're hungry. It's been 20 years. It's been 20 years, so you got to hype it up before it happens. You got to talk big before the season's sealed. But we keep saying, listen, a lot more needs to happen. A lot more needs to be developed. We need to see how your manager, we need to see how your players, and more importantly, we need to see how you fans deal with it. I'm going to be watching you closely, Egal. I want to see how you speak about the upcoming games. I want to see how you speak about this Bayern game. This game in particular, and I said this is why I've been calm. Jay knows this. Griggs is probably realizing this now. I said, let's wait. There's still, last season, you were mocking me when I said this, the league is decided in April and May. You were laughing it off. You were saying, whatever, you're flying high, 93% you led the league. And then this season, you said, you know what? All of you City fans told us the league's not decided. It's decided in March, April, and May. That's when it is. So you guys were calm, but you still forgot. You still forgot. Now I want to point this out. You guys crumbled last season at this same point in the year. Go back and check it out. This same exact point in the year. This is when you guys slipped up. You didn't even have Champions League back then. You had Europa. It's a different story this season. And now there's also 2 other teams. It's not just one team. You're dealing with 2. Now, I can't read the comments, so I'm going to stay on this flow. All I want to see is how you guys bounce back. I'm not saying that this league's over. You want to think I'm being fake modest, fake humble. No. I've won this league on the final day by 1 point. I know that this league isn't over. The first time I won it to break things open with the Aguero moment. Aguero! When that happened, it was goal differential. I know how tight this is. Griggs, I'm sorry about that, man. But listen, It's not over. Let me see how you react. Let me see how your other fan base react. The content's going to be amazing. I'm going to continue to tune in. And I had to show up. It's my mother-in-law's birthday. I said, Nana, I got to step away for a second, please. I've been gifted with your birthday, and I've been gifted with 2 losses, Liverpool and Arsenal. Please let me celebrate. She gave me that time. I'm done with the cook for now, Egal. Thanks for having me on. It's love as always, Jay. You should continue to get cooked.
Yeah, I'll get myself a little slice here. Don't worry about that.
Don't worry.
Yeah, that loss was terrible, but I still think Daniel's manager.
You know what, Vader? You're gonna get an L eventually, and I'll be here for that.
I'm not going invincible. You know that. Losses are in my future, but it's how I talk about my team. It's how I talk about my club. It's how I put my players in best or combined 11s. When my losses come, do I get cooked that much for talking so arrogantly? For wanting to talk about how my players are the best at this, best at that? Nah.
No.
I know how things are. So when the cooking happens at a different level, listen, that game in particular though, there's questions, and unfortunately I wasn't able to listen to the entire show. But are the questions of the player? Are the questions of the manager? If you guys answered that already, I'm gonna tune in, I'm gonna rewind and watch it. But if they weren't,
watch my match reaction, you'll see it.
They didn't get cooked enough for my liking. I'm not gonna lie. I think Arteta deserves a bigger cooking. But
bro, he's gonna get another cooking on the next show. Hussam show on Tuesday. But yeah, Vader, you have a good one. We honestly don't have much time left, but we're gonna now talk. Ligana and these guys are waiting for me, so I gotta go on their channel, on their stream. So that's gonna be hectic. But Greg, do you have anything to say on Garnacho and Eric Ten Hag's drama?
Bless everybody in the chat. Hit the like button, man. Respect this channel.
Yeah, hit the like button.
Peace out, bro.
Thanks, bro.
Do you have anything to say on the Eric Ten Hag drama?
Pretty much the deal is his fate has been sealed, that he's getting sacked at the end of the year. I think he's finally lost the dressing room now. Players are coming out, dropping emojis, criticizing the tactics and stuff like that. So it's good for him. It's just he's gonna get sacked. I've heard too that he's gonna get sacked too. Like this was basically an interim role for him. He auditioned and he failed his audition and he failed it miserably. So now it's just about waiting for what my owners and my new boardroom guys do in the summer, who they bring me. So all I care about is the FA Cup now. Try to win that. Try to scam a cup. Other than that, the Premier League season's over. I think we finished outside of Europe this year. I think we finished 8th.
I don't have anything to say on United. I think you covered it. I think Ten Hag's a dead man walking, and the players don't care for him anymore. You just need to detach yourself from this team and just hope you can get an FA Cup. If you can, great. If you can't, it is what it is, right?
Pretty much, yeah.
Anyways, we're out of here, people. We got 800 people still watching. A bunch of you guys on X. Come join us. Egal Talks Football on YouTube, and of course, don't forget to follow the guys. We got Sarib who joined, Ches, Jay, Greg's, and of course, don't forget to follow me and subscribe to my channel, Egal Talks Football. And we're out of here, people. You guys have yourselves a wonderful day. We'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.